up, guys? It's Pep Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. Just a quick programming note. In the next couple of weeks and months, we're really going to put a focus on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. We got several thousand subscribers. We have over 1 million views. We're uploading new videos each and every week. So we're really going to point you guys, everyone who follows the Inland Sports Show, to the Inland Sports YouTube channel. We will still post on Instagram and Twitter. We're going to post a lot of pictures, maybe some shorter videos, but we really want to put an emphasis on the YouTube channel. So here's what we need from you guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to the Inland Sports YouTube channel and give us a big thumbs up when you watch our videos. We'd really appreciate it. If you've subscribed, maybe tell your teammates, other kids at school, other coaches on your coaching staff, your parents, your grandparents. We'd really appreciate the more subscribers, the better. So subscribe and give us a like. And if you want to take it even further, there's now a thanks button at the bottom as well if you'd like to take your support to the next level and make a small donation so we can continue to bring you great sports coverage here in the Inland Empire. Garcia's left footed. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified here at Teen Vision TV 16. I am your host, Pep Fernandez. Our first show of 2023, and we are going big tonight. A little bit later in the show, we'll talk Ramona basketball and Arlington soccer, but we always talk Inland Empire football on the show. And we only had one 11-man football team make it to the CIF finals, win a CIF championship, and get to the state finals, and that would be the San Jacinto Tigers. And they are joining us live in studio as the big announcement. Aric Galliano is our Inland Sports Coach of the Year, and we have co-MVPs this season, quarterback Dereun Dortch and receiver DB Dillon Gresham back there as well. Congratulations, guys. It was kind of an easy pick because we like to celebrate our champions here in the IE, and you guys were the only school in our coverage area to make it to the finals and win the whole thing. Coach, I'll start with you. Man, what a fantastic season for you guys. The first time that the Jack has ever won a CIF title. It's a pretty old school. What did it mean to bring a championship to the school?
Unbelievable. The community's come rallied around us. It's been awesome. Great feeling for the kids, the community. I couldn't be happier.
And we're going to get to your guys in just a second. But that championship game, I know you guys won on the road. What was that like to celebrate on the road and then get a SoCal regional championship game back on your home field where you could do a little more celebrating there as well?
Well, on the road, it was funny. I live right down the street from Orange High School, or from Fred Kelly Stadium growing up, and I played there in high school. So I had a lot of family and friends that were able to come out and be at the game. So it was really important for me, and my family was there. Getting that regional game after that win, getting the regional game at home, to bring that celebration back to San Jacinto. The crowd was awesome. You were there, you saw the crowd. It hadn't been like that. I've been there 10 years. I hadn't seen it like that before, and just a great atmosphere. And the kids came out and played their butts off.
All right, Coach, let's talk to your guys as well. I'll start with Dereun Dortch, again, one of our co-MVPs this season for Inland Sports. Dereun, I had to write down your stats because they're unbelievable for a quarterback right now. You combined, I think, for 58 total touchdowns, passing and rushing. Let's see, you threw for over 3,400 yards. You ran for nearly 600. This season, was it better than you could even expect? When you had these big goals and big dreams of having this great season for San Jacinto, was it even better than you thought?
Yeah, it was better than I thought. I wrote on my whiteboard a couple months ago, or before the season started, sorry. And I wrote, I want a CIF championship again. And I told everybody, I was joking around with it sometimes. I was like, I'm going to throw for over 3,000 yards. I'm going to get all these touchdowns. It's actually going to happen. And then for it to actually happen, it felt great to do and something I could brag about for a couple more years.
Now, Coach Galliano is the man because he would always text me on Friday nights and like send me your stats. And it was always like unbelievable, like Dortch passed for 4 touchdowns, ran for 2, threw for 300 yards, ran for 100. I'm like, oh my gosh, those are like video game numbers. If I asked you, are you a pass-first quarterback, a run-first quarterback, a dual threat, how would you kind of describe the way you play the quarterback position?
I'll definitely say I'm a pass-first quarterback now. I used to run the ball more because I played running back in my youth days. But now since I have like receivers I can trust, I'm looking to pass the ball until you give me a reason to run the ball.
Who was the genius along the way that made you into a quarterback?
My dad.
So by the time you got to Coach Galliano, you were already quarterback.
Yeah. I started quarterback my 8th grade year because I broke my leg in 7th grade. And then he said after he saw me throw and I have a strong arm to switch over. I was like, okay, let's do it.
All right, Dereun, let's pass the microphone over to Dillon Gresham, our other co-MVP this season here on the Inland Sports Show. Nobody has had a season catching the football in our inland area like Dillon Gresham. It was a record-setting season. The numbers shattered all the records. Dillon, I have him right here, 90 catches, over 2,000 yards receiving, 31 touchdowns, inland area records, plus you led the nation in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns as well. Obviously you got a great quarterback that has a lot of confidence and he gets you the football. But, what was this season like for you? And you made it look easy. I'm sure it wasn't, but you made it look easy out there. What was the season like for you?
Man, it was honestly just really fun. It was something I'm really glad to be a part of. It was an amazing feeling playing, amazing feeling being at school. It was just an amazing year for me.
You came up with so many big touchdowns, and I go back to that university game, and then there was the interception at the very end that kind of sealed the deal. And I'm like, is that number 8 again? And then, once the pile kind of cleared, I'm like, yeah, it's Dillon again. He did it again. Did you like being out there playing both sides of the football?
Honestly, not really. It was very tiring, very, very tiring. But, when you realize, like, how much the game means to you and your teammates, you just got to make sacrifices, do what you got to do.
That was the go-ahead touchdown towards the end of the game against University City from San Diego in that SoCal Regional Championship. I'll start with Dillon, and I'm going to go to Dereun as well. But, Dillon, and there's the interception to seal it. Do you want the football, like with the game on the line and the clock is winding down and, you guys need a touchdown? I mean, are you the kind of guy that's like, give me that football, I'm going to make a play for our team?
Absolutely. I'm glad my teammates are able to trust me with the football at the end of any clutch game. And I just know I believe in myself that I could do it, and my teammates do as well.
You led the nation in receiving, yards and touchdowns. You broke the inland area records for receiving. You're only a junior. I mean, Coach Galliano's got you for another season. I mean, do you ever kind of step back just a little bit and kind of, and have like a little proud moment and enjoy those numbers a little bit?
For a little bit, but then, it's always more work to do.
All right, let me go back to Dereun over here. I'll pass the microphone back to the quarterback. And Dereun, you had, Dillon, you had Vincent Holmes, you had some great receivers, you had some great running backs as well, Myers and Brown. When you look at that offense, were you just like, hey, I got the keys to the car. I'm just going to make this thing drive, keep everybody happy. We're going to run the football. We're going to throw the football. How did you kind of, like you said, you could do both. You can throw the football and run the football. How did you just make sure the offense kept going? If the other team was going to let you run the ball, you run it. If they're going to open up the pass game, then you're going to throw it. Like, as the quarterback, how did you kind of, engineer those scoring drives this season?
I just, had to get the ball to the playmakers. Coach told me we have these other dudes have guys, but we also have guys. You have 5 players to stop on offense. They probably have like 2. And to stop all 5 of us was like the hardest thing to do this season. Pretty sure we all put up 1,000 yards. David Myers had a total of 1,000. Malachi had 1,000. He had 2,000. Vince had 1,000. It was just so hard to stop that offense. I mean, we had 701 points total. Well, I don't know if that was offense, that's total points, but yeah, it was just great. I didn't know what to do with it. It was a lot.
How much fun was it, though? I mean, like, you guys were scoring a lot of points, and everyone's happy because they're putting up a bunch of yards and getting touchdowns. Like, how much fun as a senior this year did you have?
It was so fun. Like, every time I gave one of them the ball, you know, you can probably see in one of my highlights, I'm always putting my hands up like this because I'm automatically think they're going to score. And sometimes they get hawked by, like, Malachi and Myers. Hope y'all see this. They'll get hawked, and we'll just go do it again. They're going to get a long break and, you know, make it to the championship with them and winning that too, even with Myers hurt. It was just a great feeling. I feel like we all worked hard for it and fought through a lot of things to get that, and it was important to us.
You know, Coach, let's rewind a little bit back to even like Mountain Pass League play. You know, you had a close game with Tockwitz, and maybe you guys were better for it in the long run, you know, playing a close game. Very impressive showing against Liberty. Was there a game or a moment throughout the season when you kind of stood back and said, you know what, this feels like a championship team. Like, this feels like a team that, you know, either is never going to give up, they're going to find a way to win. If we get the ball last, we're going to win. Like, was there a moment or a game where you felt like this team is different, this team is special?
I think it was a 3-week span, you know, between Beaumont, because we ended up with Beaumont in end of the league, losing them 28-27, and then after them beating us in the playoffs last year. You know, that and then moving into Tockwitz, and you know, we shut everybody out last year in the league. And that was my goal for, again, trying to like challenge those kids. Like, let's do it again. And, you know, they ended up, we were in a barn burner. And then, you know, we had some internal issues that we had to address, you know, as a team. And, you know, we sat some guys, you know, against Liberty, against the league championship game, because they were undefeated and we were undefeated. You know, and I think the kids realized that, you know, it's bigger than ourselves. It's bigger than myself. You know, it's about the program and about, you know, the community. And, you know, I think once that happened, and those younger kids were able to play, and the older guys that, you know, had to sit and watch, I think they learned something from it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're senior led. We're losing 30 kids from the team from this year. You know, so that they understood how we practiced and they understood how we did things, and so it's, you know, I think that 3-week span was the key to the turning point in our year.
So, I mean, you know, we talk about some of these football seasons where it's like, oh yeah, we blew everyone out. We were 16-0. We had no problems. But realistically, a football team has ups and downs. You know, like you said, the Beaumont game, Chaparral, which is a good team, and then you guys get, I guess, hot at the right time, right?
Yeah,
I mean, Division 6 too. Like, I thought you guys might end up in 7. You got in Division 6,
yeah,
which is even higher.
That was our whole thing. I kept telling the kids, like, we just got to peak at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, with the way the system is now, it's peaking at the right time, and you know, how we've changed our philosophy as a program, and, you know, them understanding what we're trying to get at them and making sure we're healthy, you know, in the end of October and November. So we're playing at our peak. You know, the kids did a great job of understanding it and buying into what we're doing. You know, and it helps having those type of guys around the coaches. They make me look good and make our other coaches look good. You know, and, you know, Dereun hit it on the head. Those 5 guys on offense make it tough to do.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of people, they had to pick or choose. You're going to stop the running, you're going to stop the pass. And if they try to do both, and then we can unleash him in the run game as well. You know, but it was unbelievable time. I still talk about it.
And for the Southern Section playoffs, you guys weren't the top seed. I forget, what were you guys seeded?
I think we're the 10 seed.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like you guys kind of came from out of nowhere? I mean, you knew what you had, but other teams are like, Santa, where is that? I couldn't even find that on a map.
I think everybody still says that
right?
now.
Like, where is that place? They're good at football, but where is that?
I thought our draw was really good. And we just had to get by the first round. You know, that was our biggest thing, because us losing the first round the year previous. You know, if we can get by that first round, I think we can do some damage. And the type of offense that we play, and defense can make some key stops at certain times. You know, Dillon said he didn't like to play both ways the whole time, and he didn't. You know, it wasn't until mainly the end of the year and in the playoffs. You know, we kind of, you know, we limited their time on both sides to make sure those guys were fresh, and, you know, we can try to make this.
It's a long season, 16 games.
Yeah,
It was a lot.
felt like an NFL season. So as coaches too, I'm still recovering at home too. But no, it was a great feeling. You know, it's unbelievable. You know what it's done for our community and for our school.
So Division 6 CIF Southern Section champions. And then you win the SoCal Regional Championship, 3AA. You go up to Northern California to play Grant from Sacramento. I don't know how, you know, if you want to drill deep on this one, but that Grant game, I didn't get to watch it, but I was following along with the live stats. And within the final 5 minutes of the game, I probably said 5 different times, oh, this game's over. Oh, this game's, oh my gosh, now it's over. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they scored again. Now it's like, was it one of the craziest games you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needless to say,
Yeah.
like it's.
That's what I'm saying. You can say as much as you want or as little as you
I'll
want.
say as little as I want. I don't need to get into that, but no, it was, it was good. It was good. We were evenly matched teams.
Yeah.
It was a really good game to be a part of. The atmosphere was cool, and being able to travel and take the kids on a trip. Teach them like it was going to college, and that's everybody's goal is to try to get a scholarship and earn a scholarship.
Yeah.
So we treated it, and that's how I told them that's how we're going to treat it. We had some fun on the way up. We took them by Fresno State for an unofficial visit, just walk around the facilities and do those things and tour. Had dinner, did walkthroughs, had meetings. Had bed checks. They had all the questions. This guy had all the questions about bed checks. How many times are you going to check us? And
just go to sleep, Dereun.
yeah. But no, it was unbelievable. 34-32, I think the final was, but it is what it is. We can't take anything away from what these kids have done this season, what they've done for our school and our community. I keep harping on that because it's bigger than us. We're one of the oldest schools in Riverside County.
Yeah.
And for us to finally get the first one in football, it means a lot to the community and to our school, and a lot of school board members that have been around for a long time, and they're just extremely proud. Because I think Johnny said it earlier. Cow country out there.
Yeah.
Because we're off the beaten path a little bit. It's good to get us some recognition sometimes.
You mean San Jacinto's known for more than just dairies, right?
Yeah.
Now you're known for football.
Hopefully we can continue that.
So, Dereun, let me go to you on this one. Obviously, you will always be the quarterback that led San Jacinto to their first ever CIF Southern Section Championship. Your stats are off the charts. What's next for you? I see you playing college football somewhere, man. Someone's going to strike gold when they get you.
I'm still looking. I'm still searching for the right college. Talking to a couple colleges right now. See who just takes a shot on me.
Well, someone's going to strike gold, man. Obviously, the numbers don't lie. Like his stats were unbelievable, and you played some good teams, Coach. Like you had
Absolutely.
good competition.
His QBR rating, his completion percentage. I think Eric Paul Johnson mentioned to me before. I think it was before the university game. He had less than 100 incompletions in 2 years up to that point. And so I think the numbers speak for themselves. Someone just needs to take a shot.
Yeah.
I think. What everything's happening in college football now is like NFL free agency.
It's wild.
The transfer portal, everybody just leaving. I think that's causing some issues with the high school recruitment. And I'm on it. You see my Twitter post. Just give him a chance. And he's going to come in and compete. That's all we're asking for.
All right, let me go to Dillon here. Let's pass the mic over. Dillon, you're only a junior. You're going to be back. I know, obviously, you had some great seniors this year at San Jacinto, but you're going to come back with the Tigers. What are you excited? What's your expectation? What's your goals for next year now?
Honestly, I'm just looking forward to another CIF championship and another run back to state, hopefully to win this one. And, yeah.
All right, Coach. There you go. The bar's been set.
Evidently.
State title or bust, right?
No,
for the Jack.
Yeah, it was funny because I saw him a week ago, Dylan. There's like 10 of the kids out on the stadium. I forgot something in my office, and I had to go pick it up. And they're out there already working routes and doing stuff on their own. And that's what's awesome.
Yeah.
We're a tight-knit community, and kids out there just trying to get better. I don't know about. It's a hard move. We got to start with week 0 and finalizing our schedule and doing all those things. But that's ultimately our goal every year is to win league and then see how far we can push it. So no, we're excited. We got a good group coming back. We lose a lot, but we got a good group coming back, and we'll see what it has in store for us.
All right, let's end it like this. You actually need a couple games for next season?
Is that right? I need a couple games.
If coaches are watching
People
this
are watching. I need week 1, week 4, or week 5. We're open. One of them need to be a home game possibly for us. Can go on the road.
So if they're ready to step their game up and play a CIF champ.
I don't know about that, but we're always looking. I'm beating the path, and we have some leads, but we're excited. The kids have done a great job. I can't emphasize about those kids, and they make my job fun, and being able to be a part of them and enjoying it. And they keep bugging me about designing the rings, and so.
Which you were working on. You were showing me.
We are working on it.
It's happening, right?
It is happening.
Yeah.
The kids are excited, so no, it's very cool time for us to San Jacinto.
Well, speaking of rings, last time I saw you, it was orange, but
orange.
it was like a rubber ring.
Yep.
Is that same
rubber
thing?
one as well.
So you're going to step up to some bling.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. The wife as well.
Well, guys, congratulations. Dereun and Dillon are co-MVPs this year for Inland Sports, and Coach Galliano, our Coach of the Year. Congratulations, guys, on a historic season, first ever title for the San Jacinto Tigers. So congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Really appreciate the time. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to talk a little football with the Arlington Lions. That's next.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down and see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
What up, y'all? It's Boost Man here at the Boost Performance Center with my guy, Pep Fernandez. We got a training tip for you. Football season is coming to an end. It's time to get ready for the off-season work, and of course, you got to brush up on your 40-yard dash start. So this training tip is going to be a little bit more specific to football players. I love this drill. I've coached a couple top performers in a regional football camp, and I love it because it's all about technique. So come check it out. So I'm with my man Frog here. He's going to help us break it down really quick. He's going to take it, first off, he likes to have his left foot up in his 40-yard dash start. So he's going to take his left toe and bring it to his right heel. Then he's going to bring his right foot right next to his left foot. Nice. Now we're going to find the width. That width is usually going to be hip width, but just for a standard width, it's going to be the width of your foot. So he's going to bring that right heel, and he's going to open it up, and it's going to be perpendicular. His right foot's going to be perpendicular to his left. There we go. Then he's going to turn that foot again, so both toes are pointing forward, and now we have our width, which is the width of his foot. Okay. Now he's going to back that right foot up about 4 to 6 inches. Nice. So we got a little bit of depth here. Okay. So next, he's going to go ahead and he's going to bring his hips down. He's going to have his right hand behind the line, and he's going to have his left hand above the line. Okay, now, if you take a look at him now, he's going to lean forward a little bit. Lean forward, Frog. Good. He's going to have his chin to his chest. Now, I'm going to have Frog hold the position for a little bit so you guys can see it, but typically, from the moment you start to raise your hips, the moment you start to raise, it's a 3 count. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and then we take off. But because I want to break this down for you guys, I'm going to have them hold the position a little bit, which is tough because you want to have all your momentum going forward. So, Frog, I want you to go ahead and raise those hips, keeping your chin nice and low. Get that arm up. Okay, so a couple things I want to focus on here. He's going to raise his back arm. Okay, so how do you know if your hips are high enough? Number one, your back shin should be at a 45-degree angle. There should be a sliver of space between that back knee and that front calf. And how do we know if we're getting enough forward lean? He's going to lean forward enough to where he's got a nice bend in this front ankle here. So he's got to have a high level of dorsiflexion. That knee's got to be over that toe. Raise the hips a little bit higher. You can see Frog starting to fatigue here a little bit. It is tough to hold the position. Get that back, get your hips up a little bit higher. He wants to get that back shin to 45 degrees. Knees over the toes, and he has to hold that position. Go ahead and relax. All right, so it's actually a very tough position to hold. I'm gonna have Frog start naturally. He's gonna start from the top. All right, Frog, you're gonna get in that position. You're gonna give me that 3-second 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. You're gonna take off. All right, so he's getting his depth from the line. He's getting his width. Backing that back foot up 4 to 6 inches. Crouching down, right hand's behind the line. Go ahead and move that right hand up a little bit more, Frog. Left hand's above. He's gonna drop that chin, very nice. Leaning for 1,000, 2, 1,000. So there you have it, the 40-yard dash start. There's a lot of technique that goes into this start. If you don't do it well, it can definitely hinder your 40-yard dash time. And if you do it well, it can make a huge difference. We work these in the off season at the Boost Performance Center. If you don't know, now you know. Boost Man.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. A big thanks to the San Jacinto football team for joining us here on the show, talking about their championship, our Coach of the Year, and our co-MVPs coming from the Tigers. Now we go from football to futbol. We are in the teeth now of the high school soccer season. League play is really going to ramp up now in the month of January. Joining us live on the show right now, he's the head coach of the Arlington Lions. The boys' side, it is the great Kevin Watson. Coach, like the sun rising in the east, man, I can always count on the Arlington boys soccer team always being one of the top programs in the area. You guys are 12-0 right now. What have you liked about this great start this season to the Lions?
Oh man, that's $1 million question. I mean, look, we have the roster we had last year was young, so we got everybody back. So that helps things, in regards to the preparation process. But the group for me, they're really just buying in. They bought in early in our preseason. We got some great leadership both from the senior and junior class, and I think we have a group that overall is buying into our culture. We kind of went with this theme of tomorrow's never promised. That's kind of been something we've been preaching since day one, since we stepped on campus. And we're not worrying about what's going on next week. It's just the day ahead, and that's it. And they've been great, man. They've been great because it's not easy having to perform at your best for every match. But these boys, they've found their ways when we weren't great, and when we do play well, things can really, really be beautiful at times.
Well, Coach, as we record this interview, you're getting ready for your league opener this week, River Valley League action, but you stand at 12-0 going into your league opener, but you've outscored your opponents 38-3. So my question for you is, are you more impressed with the offense this season so far, or more impressed with the defense in your goalkeeping?
You're killing me with these statistics because I try to tell my boys, don't talk about any statistics. I don't care about streaks. I don't care about goals against, goals for. Just go out and get 3 points on the day. But so what am I most impressed with, man? It's a tough one. I think anytime you only concede 3 and that that time frame, it's a testament. And we really hammer our defensive principles as a group. I don't want to give away too much, who we are as the Lions. But it's like what it says. We are Lions. Like I really preach our community and our culture and what we are. We're blue collar. We got a bunch of kids, that come from working class families. And the way that we like to play, we hunt in packs and we work. And, I think that's evident in, our play. And also, as like you stated, our goals against. So we take pride in that. But football is a crazy sport. So, it doesn't mean that we take it for granted either. We really, really preach, on making the game difficult for our opponent.
All right, Coach, let's rewind just a little bit. You win the Citrus Hill tournament, then you turn around and you win the Winter Classic at Silver Lakes, brought to you by Roosevelt High School out there. So that's a good barometer because you're playing some really good competition. You're seeing some really good teams to win those tournament titles. What was it about the Lions you think that, your side, your team did well in those tournaments that you're thinking, okay, that bodes well. That's going to give us some confidence and some momentum to go through River Valley League and then obviously the CIF playoffs at the end of the season?
Yeah, we saw some different teams. I mean, we had to play Citrus Hill 2 times, which is never easy. Coach Aram's done a fantastic job up there at Citrus Hill, and very similar demographics and, a mutual respect between our 2 programs. But to see them 2 times, I was very happy because the second time in the Silver Lakes event, it was a small pitch over at Roosevelt. And, Coach Aaron put a good game plan together and we were able to sneak it away. And it wasn't easy. So, I give testament to the boys on that, facing an opponent twice, which is, will give you the idea of what a league setup would be when we see Norte Vista twice and Ramona and some of these other programs. And then, we also got to see a unique group in Santiago who was possession-based and really, tested our organization. So we got to see a variety of teams through the 2 events. And for the boys, again, 0 goals against in the Silver Lakes event was pretty significant and a huge testament to my guys because it wasn't easy. We played some great teams. So, and for them to do that, with limited rest, because there's a lot of games in a short period of time, again, goes to the type of boys that I got, and they're committed. They're committed 1 day at a time.
All right, Coach, forgive me. I have another question based on numbers. I know you're trying to avoid the stats, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Daniel Hernandez, very special player for you. He's piling up the goals. He's got, 34 points. He's got 13 goals, but 34 points. It's a two-pronged question. What makes him a special player? And then also, do you know what the single-season records are at Arlington in terms of maybe goals or points in a season? Is he getting anywhere close to those numbers?
Yeah, I'm upset with Danny right now because he's in my doghouse because he's in Chicago. He's coming back tonight. But I told him a captain shouldn't be missing that much training sessions, but he blamed his dad for the trip. He's out there with family. But yes, Danny is a very, very unique player. He's committed to CBU, which I'm really happy for because that's my alma mater. And that's where I played. He's this old school 9 that can play, link up, but then also can be aggressive and physical, and he's got a heck of a shot. But regards to, he broke the school record last year for assists, so he's got that under his tally. I tell him, do not worry about school records, just play. Because his best game this year was actually a game where he got 0 goals and 0 assists. And I know that sounds odd, but what he does to our team and how things flow through him is very, very unique. And I'm trying to get him to buy into that because it's hard. I'm tough on him. I tell my assistant coach all the time, man, am I too tough on this guy? Like, I really I grind on him at times, but it's because I love him. And I think when he's at his best, I truly feel like he's the best player in our area and arguably our county, and what he can provide, not only in goals, but his passing range is very, very beautiful. And it's something that I think he probably doesn't get enough credit of, even though last year he did break the record. I always tell him, like, some of the boys, they owe him steak dinners because some of the stuff that he serves up for them and they miss. It's like, guys, come on, man. You're killing Danny right now, man.
A lot of steak dinners out there. All right, Coach, finally.
A lot of steak dinners.
Okay, finally, Coach, my last question for you is, in 2019, you guys are CIF Southern Section Division II champions, which I feel like it was just like last season or maybe 2 years ago, but now it's several seasons ago. But does this group remind you at all of that 2019 team? Are there certain, I hate to use intangibles because it sounds like a sports cliche, but is there certain intangibles that 2019 team had that this year's team, you're like, you know what? If you squint real hard and look, they kind of look like 2019. Is there some similarities there?
I knew that question was coming.
Of course.
I knew it. No, yes, it's funny. My coach was talking about the other day, like, man, this group really, really reminds us of 2019. It's junior heavy, just how 2019 was. We have a very good senior class. It's a smaller class in regards to the kids that are involved in the rotation, but it's a very impactful class. And they've really bought into the defensive principles. If you look at the 2019 year, we were very good defensively. So very, very similar. I think the only difference, is the circumstances. Being in the Division I, Division II playoffs. God willing, we can get into Division I and into the top 16. It's going to be very, very unique. And, my only hope is that our boys, stay humble and, continue to set the standard as a Division I program and represent our, community, hopefully with a few other teams as well, and show some of these other, big time programs, to be fair, that the Inland Empire, is also a great, great community of football players. So I think, yes, to answer your question, 2019, absolutely. I think this group is right up there. And my only hope is that we can, continue to go as far as that group did in the playoffs, because I think this team's got the talent.
Man, that's a great point, Coach. Embrace that challenge or that opportunity if you guys are selected for Division I to make that playoff run and again put the IE further on that map for soccer, because there's a lot of great coaches, a lot of great programs, a lot of great players out here in the Inland Empire.
Oh, 100%, man. This is the hidden gem. I always tell people Arlington's my little hidden gem of RUSD, and then the soccer out here it's just special. It's like, I tell people, man, it means something to people out here. It's a lifestyle, not just a sport people play. It's an absolute lifestyle. If you go into our community and see the adult soccer, I mean, it's packed every night. So it's literally a lifestyle here. And that's why I love being here. I love being here, man. It's awesome. I'm very fortunate to be, coaching these boys.
And look, it's packed. Where are you, Coach? I mean, it's packed where you're at. I mean, even when you're not at Arlington coaching soccer, you're still around the game. I think you said your son's playing out there or something, right?
My daughter's waving at me. She's probably like, why am I not in that interview? She's my social butterfly. No, I'm out Rancho Rupa. We got 4 teams out here. I'm looking at my son play, looking at my daughter play, and then looking at some of my coaches out here. You couldn't be any better. At least it's not raining this evening. It's nice. But we got some of our alumni doing some training. It's a full family here, man. It's beautiful.
Well, Coach, listen, I really appreciate the interview. I will let you get back at it, and good luck in River Valley League play, which again starts on Wednesday, I believe against Patriot, and then, of course, the CIF playoffs in a couple of weeks. So, Coach Watson, really appreciate the time. Best of luck in league action.
Pep, always a pleasure. Appreciate you. Happy New Year, and we'll see you around, all right?
Yes, sir. That is Kevin Watson, head football coach of the Arlington Lions here on the Inland Sports Show. That'll take us into our next commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk some Ramona girls basketball with their head coach, Brandon Fletcher. That's next.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Boostman here with a quick 2 cent. Competition is a vital part of athletic development. Not just learning how to compete, but how to compete to win. It's a skill that needs to be practiced habitually in the off season. See, it's not just about getting stronger. It's not just about getting faster. It's about drive. What pushes an athlete to give their best every single rep? Never just train to compete. Boostman.
CBU basketball is the most exciting sports experience in the Inland Empire and the best value in Southern California. See every dunk, every magic play, and every win. Inside the beautiful CBU Event Center, Southern California's newest NCAA Division I arena.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified here at Teen Vision TV 16. Now we are going to hoop it up as we take you out to Ram High. He is the head coach of the girls basketball team at Ramona High School. It is Brandon Fletcher. And listen, there's not many of us running around in Southern California, but Coach is also a Sacramento Kings fan. We love the Kings. Coach, you're proudly flying the colors because we're finally relevant again. The Kings are winning some games.
Oh, I know, right? It's Sacramento proud, and that's where I'm from, and got to rep my guys out there. And it's basketball, I feel the same kind of energy that we got here at Ramona, and we're kind of back and doing some things.
Well, Coach, I always go back to 2019. You guys win a Southern California regional championship. You go to the state finals, and I felt it was poetic. You being a big Kings fan, going back home to play for that state championship up in Sacramento. I know that was a special team. You've got a good team this year too. What do you think are those, the components, the intangibles of what makes a championship team? Does this year's team have any of those, similarities from that 2019 squad?
Yeah, we've got some similarities. Kind of the journey of this team almost mirrors that 2019 team a little bit, where we had a couple of years where we struggled and tried to find our way a little bit, and had little successes here and there. I mean, just 2 years ago, we were in that COVID season, we were in a CIF section semifinal and we made the regional tournament. And then last year we get in the playoffs and win our first round game. And the last time we talked, we were getting ready for our second round game against Pacifica Christian of Orange County, an absolute juggernaut that was placed in our division. And we learned a lot in that game, and it didn't go our way, and it went actually pretty sideways pretty quickly. But after that game, when we were talking, we talked about what do we do to close the gap between us and them. And a lot of my kids went into the offseason and worked, and they played in the summer and played club ball and really invested in their games. And that's kind of the parallel between this team and that 2019 team, is the amount of investment that they put in the offseason. And now we're finding ourselves with a good opportunity to challenge for a league championship, which hasn't been done for girls basketball in close to 20 years. And even, I think, challenge for a CIF section championship, which is still kind of one of those things that we're still looking for first one for our program. So I think we've got the tools to do it, and we're learning along the way. It's still a really young group that we have. We have three freshmen playing heavy minutes and having a lot of responsibility for us. And so we're still growing, we're still learning, but I see a lot of similarities between kind of the focus and the hunger to get to the top of the mountain with this group. And that has us really excited as we learn and grow along the way.
You know, Coach, here we're talking about a lot of success for your team in the CIF Southern Section playoffs and, you know, getting to a state championship game. But the River Valley League, just trying to hang a league title banner would be a big thing at Ram High. I know, you know, Patriots always tough. Hillcrest has had some good teams. As we record this interview, going into that league opener, what do you think it's going to take for the Rams to maybe hang a league championship banner at the end of this regular season?
I said it at the beginning of practice today. It's defense and work ethic, and that's how we're going to win games. And we've kind of gotten away from that a little bit in the last couple of weeks. We had a brutal December where we played like 15 games in a matter of 3 to 4 weeks. We had, I think, two actual practices, and so we had to learn a lot on the fly. And we kind of got away from a little bit of what makes us Ramona High School and what is our identity as a program. So today was a refocus of that, and we're really focusing a lot on the defensive end. We've got to stop people from scoring. We've got to force tough shots. We've got to generate offense from that. We're playing a little bit differently than we have too. We're playing a lot more up tempo. We're pressing a little bit more. It's not the way that I usually play. If you watch, you know, our previous teams, we're kind of more half court to half court, but we're trying to make it a more full court game that's tailored more to the players that we have. And so to win a River Valley League, we got to play good basketball. We got to play defense first of all. And I think that this year we have the talent to get to the top of the mountain at the River Valley League. Hillcrest is always going to be, you know, the team that we really have to challenge. And I think that, you know, if we have to go through them to win it. Patriot again is always tough. You know, they keep graduating players, but they keep bringing back tough teams that force you to play good basketball. And even it doesn't matter who you play in our league. It's always every game brings like a different style and a different kind of flavor to each game. And you got to figure out how to win that particular matchup. And you take a night off and you're going to get beat. So we just have to focus on tomorrow and one game at a time and go from there.
You know, Coach, you mentioned briefly you got some freshmen seeing some significant minutes right now. And I want to talk about some of your players because I always think a championship team has, you know, some great seniors or some great upperclassmen, but they also have some young players coming up, you know, through the program as well. Hopefully I'm getting their names right. Kayla Esau is a senior, yes, and she's like a stat machine. She's got stats across the board. But Olivia Molina is a freshman also contributing in a very big way. Are you, like you said, you've got some freshmen seeing significant minutes. You've got Esau, who's a senior, and she's doing her thing. Is it kind of a nice blend right now between young girls getting great experience and having some great, you know, senior play?
It is. And that's really what's kind of transformed our group is that, you know, Kayla being a senior and being around for the last 4 years has gone through the battles with us. And, you know, she's got an opportunity to win her here in her senior year. And, you know, she shoots the ball. She's leading our team in 3-pointers. If you look at, you know, the state statistics, she's one of the state leaders in 3-pointers made. She can go for 25, 30 points on any given night and just start filling it up. She's already broken one school record for threes this year, threes made in a game. She's closing in on a season 3-point record. She'll be in the top 3, if not top 2, in threes made for her career. So she really scores. She could really score the ball for us, and we try to do a lot to set her up to get her good looks. But Olivia Molina, she's a really multifaceted, dynamic player. She leads us in rebounding. She leads us in assists. I believe she leads us in steals. She leads us in a lot of other categories, and she really provides kind of this secondary playmaking for us. I put the ball in her hands and say, hey, go run our team. And she's never really kind of played that position, as she told me, but she's done a really great job of being the point guard and being, you know, kind of the facilitator and getting going. And she's learning along the way. It's a big ask for a freshman, but she's absolutely dynamic. And we have a couple other freshmen too. it would be remiss not to mention Diana Nahara, who's another freshman who is turned into our third leading scorer, but she's really our energy player, one of our best defenders, and she gets out on the floor, and it completely changes how we play when she's there. She is an absolute pest defensively. She's everywhere and in everything, and she's also developing her offensive game, which has provided some secondary scoring for us. And then we have Athena Berber, who's coming in as a freshman, providing some forward minutes for us and being an anchor down low, rebounding. She's a great defender down low in the post. She really makes it difficult for other post players to kind of get good position, and she plays really great team defense. So these three freshmen that have come in have kind of transformed, and they're pushing the experienced players who've been here, and they're also blending. This is one of the more cohesive groups that I've had, especially off the court. They all get along, and we have really good chemistry. Now we're starting to find that chemistry on the court, and once we find that out, I think we're pretty dangerous.
And, we were talking off camera a little bit. Your non-league schedule, you played some really good teams, even at your Winter Classic at Ramona High School. There's some good teams throughout the Inland Empire at your tournament. By design, you do that? You play some schools that might give you some different looks, and maybe they're in a couple divisions higher than you, but you want to see some good teams, right, to get you ready for River Valley, to get you ready for CIF.
Yeah, I mean, it's by design, and some people look at me, it's like, why are you doing this? You're crazy. And like, yeah, but we need to go play the best. In the Winter Classic this year, we had something that had never happened before. The Final Four was all Riverside Unified teams. It was us and North and King versus Poly. That was kind of really cool. But it's like, look, we're going to play King in the semifinals. Let's go see where we're made of. Then we get North in the third place game. If we could have gotten Poly in the championship if we would have beaten King. We've gone to Glendora. We've gone to Villa Park. We've gone to Bishop Amat. We've gone to Northview. And we play all these games on the road too. So I want them to go on the road and have to play these tough teams, because when we get in the playoffs, that's what we got to do. We got to travel. We got to play good teams. We got to understand how to do those, go on those road trips and handle those environments. And it makes us better as we get along. And then we go to River Valley League. It's like we were down 2 at halftime against Glendora. We were down 12 in the third quarter. We're not going to see a whole lot of things like that in league or even in our division and playoffs. If we can compete and have chances to win in those types of games, then it sets us up really well for January and February, and hopefully into March as well.
Absolutely. Coach, finally, obviously, as Sacramento Kings fans, they're winning a lot, and they light that beam. If you don't know what that is, it's like a big purple laser. It shoots up in the air, so everybody knows the Kings won that night. Listen, I know John Tibbles has a big budget out there at Ram High. What do we got to do to get a Ram High, like, baby blue beam shot up in the sky so everyone in Riverside knows that the Ram High girls basketball team won that night? What do we got to do?
We're working on it. That's definitely on the agenda for a little bit later on. We got to light that beam here. But, we've got a couple things here in the program that we do and to celebrate our wins, and hopefully we should be having a lot more of those coming along this month and hopefully into February and March too. I think it's going to be pretty exciting times here for our program at Ramona.
Yeah, I think so. 10-8 overall as you go into your River Valley League opener. And again, if you, like Coach pointed it out, if you look at the last couple of seasons, you guys have had a lot of success in those CIF Southern Section playoffs. Coach Fletcher, I always appreciate the time. Best of luck, and hopefully we can catch up down the road, man. I feel like you guys are going to be playing a basketball still.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll catch up down the road. Hopefully see you at some games down the road, and we'll see you soon, Pep.
Yes, sir. That is Coach Brandon Fletcher from the Ramona High School girls basketball team here on the Inland Sports Show. All right, we come back. We got our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game and our Big Boost play of the week. We'll be right back.
What up, guys? Boost Man here at the Boost Performance Center. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez. What up, y'all? It's your boy Boost Man, and I'm back with a quick 2 cents. To all you parents, kids need well-ran programs in order to get the most out of their athletic development. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't send your kid to a school that's disorganized with canceled classes, unknown schedules, or any other type of inconsistency. So why would you choose that for your child's athletic development? The organization that you choose for your child's athletic development should meet the same standards as your child's academic development. Your boy, Boost Man.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. Customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, our first show of 2023. It's great to be back here at Teen Vision TV 16. Our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes here. Now let's go back to our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game, and this is a very big high school girls basketball game this week. Centennial taking on Santiago in girls hoops. Now, Santiago won a CIF Southern Section Championship last year, Division 2A. Made it all the way to the D2 SoCal Championship game in the CIF State Tournament. Meanwhile, Centennial, they're the defending champions in the land of the Big Eight, and they're a CIF Southern Section Open Division team. And they're two of the top teams not only in our area, not only in the Southern Section, but the entire state of California. It's the Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. The Rumble on Rimpaw, Centennial, and, say it with me, Santiago. And finally, one programming note, more live-streamed games coming to IEMG very, very soon, including this Saturday, 3 p.m. tip-off. It's going to be San Bernardino Valley College taking on Mount San Jacinto College. That is men's hoops in the Inland Empire Athletic Conference. Now, last year, when the Eagles and the Wolverines played, that determined the conference championship, and it went to overtime. It was a wild game, it was a battle, and it was for the conference title. This game feels exactly the same way. Both MSJC and SBVC are off to great starts, and this has conference title implications written all over it. It'll be live on IEMG that Saturday at 3 p.m. All right, one more big shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, here at Teen Vision TV 16, and our awesome guest tonight, San Jacinto head football coach Aric Galliano, and our co-MVPs, also from the Tigers, Dillon Gresham and Dereun Dortch. We also talked some football Americano with Kevin Watson from the Arlington boys soccer team, and also Ramona girls basketball coach Brandon Fletcher. We will talk more winter sports in the coming weeks as now we get into league play for basketball, soccer, water polo, wrestling. So a lot of good stuff going on here in our local area. I'm Pep Fernandez. Stay safe out there. God bless you. And we will see you next time on the Inland Sports Show.